Oh my fucking god.
That's hilarious.
They write all sorts of, like, if I leave like a cup here, they'll put it up in the post-it that says, "Why are you harassing us?"
That's funny.
Jerks, man.
That is funny.
At least 65 Palestinians were killed as Israeli troops
Okay.
So, before you're angry with me, I don't do all my tweeting. My wife, there's a lot of tweets. It looks like there's gonna be a lot of tweets going out.
Oh, that's fine. She lives for you.
Yeah. So.
Probably better because then she can listen and just tweet stuff.
Yeah. So we got some stuff.
Pro-Russian rebels in Ukraine have reportedly recovered the black boxes from Malaysian Airlines Flight 17. Secretary of State John Kerry on NBC's Meet the Press said it's up to Russia.
All right, you guys, I made it. I'm here. I am on Missy Maki's show. So I don't know what to expect. We're just kind of winging it. So thanks for clicking on and tuning in via YouTube and Facebook and all those other mediums. I'm excited about this, and so we're going to see how it goes.
A Florida jury has awarded
Be scared.
Scared.
Be scared.
Scared face.
Tobacco company. Cynthia Robinson was awarded $23
I'm hungry. You should be really scared.
Yeah. Oh, she's. Look, here's a quick look at where I'm at. There she is, the very fabulous.
The execution of a condemned Arizona man is on hold.
You there?
The state provides more information about the drugs it was.
Of course I'm here. Where am
Hey-o!
Shy Halud.
Murdered his ex-girlfriend and her father in 1989 is entitled to more detailed information about the
Turn
drugs
off
that
phone,
were used to
yes.
his life. And today marks the 45th anniversary of the first humans to land on the moon. Neil Armstrong,
Really?
who
But did
uttered
we
those
really land on the
legendary
moon?
words, and Buzz Aldrin spent 2.5 hours walking around the surface of the moon on July 20th,
This is
1969.
boring.
I'm Kristen Welker, NBC News Radio.
Okay.
I can either ignore it or face it. My child had trouble grasping math concepts. You don't want your kids to fail at math. You want them to have confidence and the skills to take them where their dreams are. Math Made Easy wants to make you an offer. They'll improve your student's grade by at least one full
Should we play
grade
the
or
guitar?
your money back. Teachers can't slow the pace for
We
each
do a little
student.
air guitar
Math Made Easy
to warm
can.
up.
For more than
That's
20
hilarious.
years, Math Made Easy has been helping hundreds of thousands of students grasp
Kevin
challenging
composed
math
the video
concepts
entitled
using a
Unicorn Plays
step-by-step
Air Guitar.
approach. The Math
There you
Made
go.
Easy programs help students visualize math concepts with engaging and dynamic lessons. Students learn at their own pace. Call
There's a
1-800-USA
pair
Math or
directly
visit
to your left.
mathmadeeasy.com.
I'm not
We
sure
offer
if they
a
work or not.
30-day risk-free
They're
trial
kind of
on all
behind
Math
us,
Made
though.
Easy
They're
programs. Why not use this summer to fill the gaps
Warmer,
and get your
warmer.
student ready for the
Red
new
hot.
school year? Turn frustration.
Oh, do you want to wear those?
achievement.
Yeah, plug
Call
these in
1-800
right down below there.
1-800
We don't know if they work.
We're just
But we
hoping
can
that
try.
they work.
We hope that they work. All right.
Yeah.
So.
You don't necessarily need them. It's just
Sure. And they get plugged in where?
right. I think
Did you know the IRS
somewhere
can
right
take money out of
underneath.
your bank without your permission? Garnish your
Might be
wages,
to your
close
left.
your business, or take your
My
house
left.
or property? And
Here
don't
we go.
believe all the big tax resolution
Oh,
companies
where it says
with
headset.
promises of a quick
Yeah,
fix.
Big old
volume
button.
is there.
Reduction programs
I
saving
see.
everyone thousands. Truth
Well, it
is,
doesn't
there
fit in the
is
hole.
No get out of jail free card. Hi,
it's
I'm
not
Rick
the
Kane,
right
Tax
size
Tribute.
connector.
It's
I
too
used to work for the
small.
largest tax resolution company in the country.
Check around, see if
Sure,
there's
they'll
an
tell you
adapter
everything
in
you want to hear, and
We're looking
that's
for an
why
adapter.
An
I started
adapter.
Tax Tribute, because I believe in telling you what you need to hear, the truth. The
We're
truth
looking for an
is,
adapter,
every case
everybody.
is different. We do a detailed analysis of your specific situation to find the solution that's best for you, with better results at about half the cost. And that's the
not gonna be able
truth.
to
Let's
hear
talk. I like
everything,
to sit
though,
down
right?
That's
face to
okay.
face.
Tax Tribute, 503-912-8861. 503-912-8861. Call Tax Tribute today. 503-912-8861.
The University of Portland Kaplan School of Business graduate programs offer a dynamic curriculum, flexible scheduling, engaged faculty, and connections with the Portland business
I have some
community.
stuff here.
And to better serve students, graduate classes are now available at
Oh.
our West Side location in Bethany. Become
me
a
out.
difference
You
maker
are
by
awesome.
earning a Master of Business Administration and enjoy the
Showbiz,
added
right?
convenience of being
Whatever.
close to work
What?
and home. Applications for
Really?
fall
This
semester
doesn't fit
are
either.
currently being accepted. Learn more
Well, maybe.
at business.up.edu.
No, it's gonna fall out.
This is
Another
Chip
one?
Jones, your man on the streets,
Ah,
asking
there
people
you
if they
go.
currently belong to a credit union.
I just switched over to a credit union.
Oops,
I was
no, that's
procrastinating
too
because
small.
of the moving part. I thought it would be a lot of work, but it was surprisingly easy. I wish I'd
Will
done it a long
this
time ago.
go? Let me
We
see the
joined Oregonians
headset.
Credit Union a couple years ago.
Try
It's
some
been great.
scope
We
candy.
love the low,
There
low
you
rates.
go.
We have to be careful since the hot dog history has a lot of opportunities for bad
I have my
accidents.
auto loan, my mortgage, and my credit card with
We
them.
don't want to
You'd be
upset
really
the
surprised how
Hungarians.
much money this saves.
Absolutely. People are crazy if they still keep their money in a big bank.
I second everything folks are saying because I too belong to a credit union. They wouldn't have it any other way. This is Chip Jones, your man on the streets, reminding you the smart money moves to go to our credit union today. Apply for membership with Oregonians Credit Union online at OregonianCU.com. That's OregonianCU.com. Or drop by one of
I
their
know.
7 Portland area locations today.
I didn't want
including
to
their
force
new
it.
branch
Oh,
in
okay.
St. John.
Give it a
You work
try.
hard
It's
for
sort of
your money,
snap.
so let
We'll see.
Oregonians Credit Union help you
Throw it
save
in
some.
and see.
Restrictions apply.
I
Equal
get-
federally insured by NCUA.
I get
You're
sued.
age 65 and you've made your decision to keep
Did it work?
working and delay receiving your benefits.
You would hear the
That's
volume.
fine.
You're on?
Yeah.
Don't forget about Medicare. Most people should apply for Medicare.
Apparently I need to order some hardware.
Reaching age 65.
I just keep, like, every time I get headsets, I just throw the stuff in this little baggie.
Oh, yours are bedazzled.
Oh, yeah.
Of course
I
they
go
are.
through them really fast. Like, I blow them out.
So what do you guys think? Is this hot?
Medicare only.
Yeah, I thought so.
It's time for Simple Kitchen with Missy Maki.
No, this conversation is about cheese.
For the
your
next
mic off the
hour,
first
you'll
segment.
learn everything you ever wanted to know about cooking from one of Portland's foremost bloggers on food.
Let go of the carrot and the grater.
Featuring great local restaurants, outstanding guests,
I mean turkey tetrazzini. I mean coleslaw.
and your participation is always welcome.
I'll have the sausage.
So enjoy the next 60 minutes as we bring out the foodie in you.
It's your last meal, Frank.
It's Simple.
Good morning, Portland, and welcome back to the Simple Kitchen. I'm your host, Missy Maki, and we're a live show, so please tune in at 503-2, or call us, 503-225-0860, or you can tweet me at Missy Maki, and I'll ask your question for you. I'm a local food blogger, and I'm here to talk about cooking in, dining out, and everything in between. You can find my website at mrsmackicooks.com. Good morning, James. Good morning, Roz to my Fraser. Good morning, Dr. Crane. We've been wanting to tell that joke. It's probably not funny to anyone. It was funny the first 3 or 4 times we said it, but it's, yeah, I know, I'm not even laughing. How are you doing over there? I know, because I play an excellent air guitar. So James hurt his back ice dancing. Yeah. You're such a liar. You are not athletic, are you? Are you? Oh, a physical life. He was moving boulders, is what he was doing. No, he was probably bending over to pick up his sock or something. There goes his back. Dang you, sock. Anyways, so I'm on day like 15 or 16 of my 28 days of Juicy with Absolutely Juicy, which is www.absolutelyjuicy.com, and I am in the middle of my 28-day juice program, but I'm on the 3rd day of my 3-day juice cleanse. Let me tell you about the juice cleanse. It's like Fight Club. Oh, heck no. I now understand what cleanse means. I have my arms around what's happening, and I'm very prepared to be done and eat a large amount of cheese or anything that would slow the process. OMG. Oh my gosh, yeah. But it's awesome. Okay, so on the flip side of that, no longer drink coffee in the afternoon. I feel fantastic. I have a really good attitude lately, too, which I generally have a pretty darn good attitude, but, like, I'm just... Seriously, and not because I was drinking Fireball. No, I just feel really good. Like I have to get up at like 5 in the morning with my kids, but it's not a bother. Like even if somebody, there's just something going on, and I think that something might be nutrition. What? All those books are right. No, I honestly, I would tell you, I feel fantastic. My skin, actually, there's like being my age, there's a certain elasticity that sort of goes away, and it's totally back. I am not kidding you that the key to youth, and a lot of people have said this, has to do with juices and the nutrients they're putting in. The thing is that it's raw food. You can't live this way, but you can certainly supplement your life this way. You know, like cleansing, like you have to eat protein and things like that. He did put some almond, or not almond, but some avocado in my juices. But my husband's been gone for the entire cleanse, so the 3-day cleanse. So he gets back tonight, and he's going to be like, all right, so what, waffles in the morning? Like he's going to be ready to rumble, you know. So let me tell you, I went to the Szymanski Park the Wednesday. Farmers, are we going to have to go into the next segment to talk about everything? Did I just blow away the first segment talking about me? No, it's not. It's, yes. I know, I'm changing it to Simple Missy with Missy Maki. No, so I went to Szymanski Park. You were talking about farmers markets, and you told me you shared your birthday is this Friday. Happy birthday, Mr. Robinson. Okay, your wife's going to kill me for that. So you... That was my Marilyn Monroe. Happy birthday to you. Okay, that's really bad. Just imagine me, like, looking really sexy while I did that. Okay, not you, James, but everyone else who's listening. Okay, so I made it to Szymanski Park because we've been discussing all these different parks, and I needed to go and get some fresh vegetables and fruit and everything. So I walked over to the Szymanski Park, which is the first park block heading towards the PSU. You know, there's the PSU market, and then there's Szymanski, which is a smaller version of it. And I went there. It's really big. There are probably like 8 different farmers represented there, and it's a very intense. Lots of vegetables, lots of fruits. I mean, it's a very good one. I went on Wednesday, and I think Szymanski might be 2 times a week. I know Saturday is the PSU. That's the big Saturday market, but it is a Portland Farmers Market. Fantastic. I went at lunchtime. It was great. Met a friend at Director's Park, sat there, watched some kids playing, you know, life-size chess. It was very Portland of me. Seriously. I was looking for like, shh. You. No, seriously, they told me. I got a call from everyone on the planet, and they said, we don't like the James guy. I know, exactly. That's what I told them. He doesn't care. Back at you. So anyways, great market. I'm really going to try and spread my market visits around. I live deep on the east side, and I've gone to Gresham, I've gone to the Sunnyside one, and now I've gone to Szymanski, and of course I have gone to the Saturday market. I'm going to try going to other ones. I'm going to go to Lentz Market probably next week. You said there's one in Oregon City. I should probably go with you, bring my kids and force you to wrangle twins and do that market. Exactly. But essentially, who isn't? Who isn't? So let's see what else. Okay, so went to the market. It was fantastic. We're talking bins overflowing. This is not a junky market. This one is really, really nice. I'm making salts. Did you see that on Instagram? I'm not making the salt, but I'm doing actual flavored salts. Okay, you know, what do we have in the next? Okay, we have Kevin on, and I'm going to force Kevin to talk about my salt. So Kevin Aguilar is here. He's had me on his show a few times, so he has to come in here and let me interview him. So we're going to take a break. When we return, I'm going to force him to talk about my fancy salt. We'll be back with more Simple Kitchen. Never enough time.
Intruders do. Strangers more eager to help themselves to your hard-earned property.
And if they have to hurt
I
someone
like it when
in the
you're fired
process,
up like
well,
this. You
that's
may have
just
to
part
juice
of
a
the
lot
job.
more.
If you want to help prevent it,
Hell
there's
no.
invading your
Hell no.
we want to give
I like
you
to
a
waffle.
free gift, one that may dramatically reduce
Maybe
your
I'm like
risk
this
of
when
a
I
home
waffle
break-in.
or when I French
The
toast.
security experts at
Huh?
Protect
Or just
Your
syrup.
Home are giving away a state-of-the-art ADT monitored home security system.
So
Absolutely
you're gonna try the
free.
syrup diet? Is that what you're
Call
saying?
1-800-500-1578.
Absolutely.
Stop the intruders before they get started.
I'm
by
so
calling
fat,
for
but
your
I have
free
so much
ADT
energy.
monitored
So
home
good.
security system. There's no better way to help
Look how
protect your
tight my
home
skin
and your
is because
family.
I'm
Call
still
in the next 5
fat.
minutes and we'll give you
Oh,
a
No.
uh-oh.
Visa gift
Flavored
card.
salts. Never
Absolutely
thought to
free
do
from
that.
Protect Your
People are
Home,
tweeting
your
and asking.
ADT-authorized
Oh yeah, it's
provider.
just awesome.
They want to know if they're flavored.
Perfume
Huh?
probably.
Flavored salts? I'll have to.
Flavored,
People are
Yep.
people are tweeting in questions to ask you.
Oh good, awesome, awesome. Yeah, no, they'll love it. They'll love
All
it.
right, you guys. Thank you. Keep tweeting me. Keep tweeting. Keep the tweets a coming. Okay? Keep tweeting. Brian, you are a rock star. Brian,
What are you doing over there?
talking to my tweets. Hear that?
Strollers welcome. Your participation benefits Portland's local ovarian cancer foundation dedicated to raising awareness and helping fund ovarian cancer research at the OHSU Knight Cancer Institute. Sponsored in part by Gladstone Toyota.
Brian
Enjoy live
R.
music and a free pancake breakfast.
Brian,
Live
you are
entertainment
awesome.
from last
All right, we're getting things started, buddy.
drummers. The fun starts at Lattice Motors, Harley-Davidson, and Gladstone.
Flavored
Come on out
salt.
and let's
Okay.
help the Schott Foundation in its mission to fund research for ovarian and other gynecological cancers, educate women about early detection, and empower those who are recovering from these
Is it
diseases.
separated here?
To register or to get more info, go to SchottFoundation.org. That's SHOC Foundation.org.
Returning to civilian life after serving your country can be difficult. You may be having challenges with employment, relationships, substance abuse, or thoughts of suicide. Perhaps you're the spouse, partner, son, daughter, or other family member of someone who may be experiencing these or other issues. Where do you turn to?
I was going to make an inappropriate age joke, male age joke, but I'm not going to.
No, well, you're not on the air, so you can't.
I know.
Support the service members, veterans, and their families. No matter
All right,
what
you
area they
guys.
served in, we're here to help. Staffed by veterans and those
I have no idea what she's talking about flavored salts, but I'm curious enough to know that I'm going to ask her. I will. You know me.
Whatever difficulties
I say what's on my mind. I'll ask.
we can help.
Here I go.
Listening, providing support and resources, or
So do
crisis
you have,
intervention are just some of the ways we can
Are
assist.
people
The
like
military
watching
help
right now? Is this
preventing
live?
suicide
Yes,
and
it's live on
evading
YouTube.
Call 888
Oh, and how long will it go? How long will the
4830.
show go?
Well, YouTube, the whole thing, and then it'll get condensed and turned to a YouTube video that we can post on our Facebooks and everything.
Oh, okay.
By the time I get home, it'll be all
Attention
done.
diabetics.
Who
How
does
would
it?
you like to reduce
I'm a
the
YouTube
pain
partner
of
now.
testing your blood sugar,
After
as well
I
as the
broke
pain in your
10,000
wallet of
viewers,
paying for your
they approached me, and
supplies? Well, now with the
that's
new
why I left the
state-of-the-art
station.
meters available
Now I'm going to be doing
today,
stuff all on
sticking your
YouTube.
fingers may be a thing of the past. These new meters
Crazy.
provide virtually pain-free
Yeah.
testing in a fraction of the time.
Who'd
while
thought?
Using a much
Yeah.
smaller
He
blood
does all
sample.
my condensing.
Right now, we're
I have no
giving
clue
away
how it
one of
works.
these new meters for free to
Me
everyone
either,
who
but
calls
it's like
up
a bunch
to sign
of
up for
lines
free home delivery of their
for
testing
audio,
supplies.
and then he
We
takes all the
specialize in
commercials
helping diabetics every day who are covered by Medicare or private insurance get the
I have so many
supplies
things I
they
didn't
need
talk about.
conveniently delivered to their home. To receive your free home delivery of your
I keep
diabetic
forgetting that we're
testing
live,
supplies
though,
and
still.
your Signing up, call this number right now.
Oh, funny.
That is funny.
1683.
Should we? Okay.
So we're on a commercial break right now, and so that's what we're just kind of
Hey, YouTube
chit-chatting.
guys, you can just pull that out.
I know.
Okay.
You might want to take that part out.
Partner guys. Oh,
I think it's very vital.
Around
that's right.
on top of
Welcome back to The Simple Kitchen. I'm your host, Missy Maki, and my music is the best. I would listen to this show just because Run DMC is on. By the way, Reverend Run has a show on the Food Network, and it's like called like Run's Family or something like that. Is it Run's Kitchen? And he's got his wife. He's got his wife and his kids, and they're all cooking. They're making like down-home food and stuff. It's pretty fresh. Okay, no, it is. It's totally fresh. Yeah. It's kind of tricky. I won't. I love Run DMC. I always loved Run DMC. I think, did you see that Run, never mind. Okay, I was totally going to go off the rails there, and I actually wrestled myself back into the corral, into the food corral. Lord have mercy. Okay. Again, Simple Kitchen. So I have Kevin Aguilar here. Kevin, welcome to the Simple Kitchen.
Thank you. I am absolutely excited and honored to be here.
So give us a brief, where did we meet, you and I?
We met actually on Twitter, I do believe, and then from Twitter, our relationship evolved.
Okay, so it's fair to say you were stalking me.
I think so.
His face just went like, did you just say that? James is falling off his chair. Much like all of the other guys on Twitter. You were just looking at my pictures.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Of hamburgers. Who is that? Who is that cooking steaks on the grill? Yeah, so we met on Twitter, and then you had me come in, and we did an interview, and I barely remember. Was that before I was pregnant?
It was before you were pregnant. You were tweeting. I was just intrigued by your openness. You were talking about your infertility issues and stuff like that. I went to your website, again, doing some more stalking. Then I reached out to you, and I said, I want to hear your story on my TV show. Will you do that? And you said yes, and that's how this friendship evolved.
Yeah, and I feel like, have I been on there twice or 3 times?
Like 3 times.
Okay, 3 times. Because I thought it was 3, and then I had to doubt myself because I was really pregnant at one point.
Yeah, really. I have the video. We have the video footage. You were
really
pregnant.
I was watermelon belly pregnant. And I think I was only like 28 weeks or something silly like that.
I still, in my mind, have that image.
Out of my studio. Yeah.
No, well, there's an image on Instagram of you at the top of like some stairs, and you're doing a profile shot.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Again, stalking my pictures.
Hey, that's what, because I have such free time.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's hard not to. So I did a couple interviews with you, or 3. I just forgot again. And we did 3, and then and they're on YouTube. And you were on cable. You were on.
I was doing the show. I was doing it on public access, and it was a phenomenal. Loved the people and loved all my peeps over at TVC TV. Mm-hmm. But in terms of growth, it was I made a decision that I'm going to basically start by gravitating my show, doing a web-based show with some new friends. And they have this thing that they're starting up. I think it might actually take off. It's called YouTube. And I think it's going to be successful. You fell for that, really?
Oh, yeah. So, Kevin, tell us, what is your show about?
It's just me. And I just talk. I guess you could say I'm like a video blogger. So I like to talk to interesting people who have a story to share. I love to talk to Portland-based stuff as well. I love to be people's point of contact for information on the latest musical plays and shows, because it just evolves into everything that's becoming what people joke about as Kevin Aguilar Inc. So that's it's all kind of meshing and melding together. And so by doing my show now on a web base, I'm able to reach more people, because not everybody had Comcast cable or Frontier cable. Everybody has Facebook or YouTube.
I didn't have Comcast cable. I have Dish, I think, and I had the second one. I don't know that I've seen the second one, and I actually have like photos that people took of their TVs.
Isn't that the best?
Maki, what are you doing on TV? You look huge. You're gonna blow up.
Yeah.
Don't touch anything sharp.
Yeah. I remember people taking pictures of the TV or taking pictures of them watching my show. Mm-hmm. I was on high for a week after that.
It's flattering.
It is so flattering.
So you're basically a vlogger, which is a video vlogger.
Exactly.
And you're doing local stuff that really doesn't have to be topical, other than something you think that people will want to know about.
Yeah, like I've got future shows. I'm talking about Wicked coming back to Portland. I'm talking about Phantom of the Opera coming back to Portland. I do everything I can also to the smaller theaters like Post 5 Theater and their productions, and so I like to do that. And then because I am, look at me, obviously I like food, so food is coming into the play. And for years I've always been asked when I was doing the show, will you do food reviews? Well, I refuse to, and I still to this day refuse to ever do a food review, but I will be doing my own food suggestions. So if I go to food carts, because I can film it with my phone, I can film footage, and if I'll just kind of talk about, not a review, what I liked, what I ordered, because I hate to go to a new place and not know what to order.
Okay, so pump the brakes. Why are you afraid to do a review? Do you just not want to come across opinionated?
No. People who know me know I'm opinionated. Look on Twitter. It's just that I don't want to say that this place is just horrible just because in my personal taste it was.
But what if it is? What if
Then,
it stink and you don't want people to waste their money there?
Then I use the power of not sending my followers there. You just don't get mentioned. You don't get on my. You don't get on my.
You don't get on the list.
You don't get on the list.
You don't get to go past the gold. What is it? The velvet rope.
The velvet rope.
Where are you, James? I can't
Yes.
see him over there.
He's hiding. Did I do something wrong?
Seriously, I think he might be passed out underneath the table.
You think?
It's so weird just to not see his like shining face look at me saying things like, "Don't say that."
Right.
So you're doing food suggestions.
I'm just started. Yes, I just a couple places. I went to Whiffy's and had a fried pie. Oh, a fried pie.
I
Oh,
haven't had them in, and I've been meaning to go to the cart, but it's really delicious, right?
it's so good. It's so good. And
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Which pie did you order?
I went straight for the sweet. And
sweet?
Yes, and it was the chocolate pie.
Do they have a cherry pie?
You know, it changes, and they have sweet and savory. So sometimes they have like a mac and cheese fried pie. I mean,
shut
I know, right?
Shut your mouth.
I know.
Mac and cheese fried pie, James.
Yeah.
Go get it.
So
He's
Whiffy,
like angry.
I know. I should tweet them right. I think on the next commercial break I'm going to tweet them. Maybe I can get us a free pie.
Get them to come over here right now with a mac and cheese pie, and I'll drink my juice and watch you eat it.
Yeah! Yeah! And then I met the owner of Koi.
Just dripping off your chin.
It's just
jerks.
awesome.
Jerks with all your food. Okay, so Whippy's. Go to Whippy's. Where they at? Corners of.
They are over there in Southeast. They're in Southeast. But you can go to I actually filmed me taking my first bite of the fried pie.
Mhm.
So if you go to my website or go to there's a link to my YouTube channel. So it's just KevinAguilar.com, and you can get all their information, their location, and everything else is all in that YouTube video. Because that's kind of what I want to do. Is like when I make a video, I'll talk about it and I'll put all their contact information. So that way people who see this can go patronize and help support the local businesses. So that's the other thing too. I'm not going to be adding any of the chain restaurants or anything because they're awesome, they're great, but I like to do the individually owned, the more smaller ones.
People who live here in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Help support small businesses.
I'm very passionate about that.
I can get behind that.
Very passionate about that, and so that's kind of what what I'm doing. And then I have, I've been promising like this big exclusive. So I don't know if you want to do that now or at the next break. I mean, I don't know where we're at.
Probably on the next one because I think on the next segment we're gonna have to talk about salt.
We need to talk about salt. Matter of fact,
Just
Brian on Twitter. I'm mentioning your name, Brian. I hope you're still watching there. I've got you.
What's his handle? What's Brian's handle?
Let's
make people follow him.
MOSAIC. Really, you have to pick one I can't say.
BGR Mosaic.
That's it.
Follow him.
BGR Mosaic.
It's okay.
Follow
I'm
him.
here.
Thank
I'm
you.
here to be your wordsmith.
Woo!
In radio, you are a wordsmith.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay, cool. So we'll talk about that on our next segment. Your big exclusive
Food event. It's a food event.
Awesome.
What better place
I have no idea.
than your show to make the formal announcement about this event? I mean, really.
So I have a question.
I have an answer.
Tell me why you do it.
You sound like my wife now. Why do you do this?
Mm-hmm.
No,
it's I think anyone who does anything.
It's one of those things. It's in my passion. It's in my blood. I have always been in one version or another out there doing stuff. The entertainer, and then now it's kind of I don't want to do that anymore. I love to be out there. I just love it.
An entertainer. I think you're entertaining me right now. You're entertaining all of our.
Well, I'm not doing Chicago. Let's just say I'll put it that way.
Chicago. Okay, you know what? I wish I was in Chicago. I'll tell you exactly what song I would sing. We're gonna take a break. We'll be back with more Simple Kitchen. About about 9 gallons. I'm gonna eat so much. I'm gonna chip the porcelain.
All right. All right.
Really, that's what you want to share with me?
That's hilarious.
Oh, the stuff that we've accidentally said on there.
Okay, we got the answer to your question coming up now. Soon.
We're the owners, and we care about getting it right. We're your neighbors, and we love what we do.
For any type of remodeling, even a custom new build, visit online at lhlhomes.com.
Here today, here to stay.
Building trust for over a quarter century. LHL Homes. CCB number 154727.
Are you one of the 100 million Americans living with pain, joint pain, muscle aches, back pain? Would you like an all-natural pain reliever that works in just one
All right.
Well, it's finally here.
So how's it going, you guys? You guys enjoying this little webcast here? Thank you for being here and tuning in. And I'm going to see here. One second. I'm going to try and open up this app that's going to let you ask questions here. Nope, it's not going to work. That's all right.
That's 800-269-4200. No gimmicks, no obligation, no automatic shipments.
So I'm loading up some questions off on Twitter. We'll go through those here.
Get you in the right energy. Sarah, this is Kevin.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Getting interviewed. Sarah Killer Pickles.
Hello, Sarah Killer Pickles.
Hi, Kevin. Sarah of Killer Pickles.
I don't. So Sarah just showed up. And she's got killer pickles. So I'm hoping that they're not literally killer pickles, because like I've always been afraid of killer bunnies, but I don't think they're like that. I think there's gonna be really, really yummy pickles. So we're gonna find out together, because again, this is live. This is a live broadcast. I am broadcasting you live via YouTube. So thank you guys. Thank you YouTube for this software. Thank you YouTube for the channel. Thank you YouTube. Let's see, my lips are getting chapped, so I'm gonna stop saying thank you YouTube, and you guys just keep hanging on.
Thanks, Missy Maki.
Oh yeah, and yeah, thanks Missy Maki, whatever, for having me on.
This entire podcast. I have Sarah in here, so we're gonna do Kevin's second segment. We'll do obsession, and then let's start at the top of the hour so that the podcast will be really easy for her to love your own podcast. Love that you look at me like I don't care. And she has pickles, just so you know. She was talking this morning.
She is now my hero.
He was like, do you think she'll have pickles?
So, don't worry about it. You were rocking your black and white shirt when you were on Kevin's episode Pregnant. Just want to let you know that's the feedback you're getting. You were rocking it. You don't worry about how big you were on the second episode.
Seriously, I feel like it's blanked out. Like I don't even remember I was
Yeah.
so pregnant.
Well, people remember, and they're telling you that you look fine.
How was my hair? Just kidding.
Oh my God, they'll answer. I had the best followers ever. So we're on a commercial break right now, so this is kind of an odd thing. But you guys can... Does Killer Pickles have the jar to show? I think I may have had them before somewhere. Where are they available?
I don't sell pickles.
You don't sell... She don't sell pickles, so you guys right now that are tweeting, you didn't have her pickles. She doesn't sell pickles at all, so... Those were not her pickles, so you got to stay tuned. Stay tuned to Missy's show, because these pickles, I guess, are amazing, and they weren't the amazing pickles that you think that you had. You had someone else's good pickles.
YouTube show.
Oh, okay.
And I've been on it a few times, and he's been having an interview because he's gonna do some. He have something coming up.
Yes.
You're gonna break some news.
Yeah, I thought it'd be appropriate for you.
Oh, absolutely.
Why not?
Okay. I can smell, I like to try and figure out when I'm smelling garlic for sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
listening to Simple Kitchen with Missy Maki on AM 860 and KPAM.
Welcome back to The Simple Kitchen. I'm your host, Missy Maki, and I'm here in the studio with Kevin Aguilar. That is out of Portland, Oregon, and essentially what he does is he talks about local businesses, local this, local that, theater that's coming to town. He's going to break some news apparently soon about Wicked. Oh, and by the way, I'm a Galinda. I'm not an Elphaba, okay? Clearly.
You can say that.
Pretty. Yeah. It's popular. Yeah, I have a friend who took me to Wicked essentially to point out that we were Elphaba, and
That's hilarious.
I hope she's listening. I hope you're listening, Tammy, because that was such a fun night. So shall we break your news, or
let's do it. So here's the deal. So yes, it is gonna be fun and exciting and entertaining. That I'll be, doing these YouTube videos about all these, places that I particularly like to enjoy to eat. And if you want to be included in that list, you can reach out to me and I'll come visit you.
How do they get a hold of you?
You can email me or go to my website. My email is really easy. It's just the word my first name Kevin, then my last name Aguilar @gmail.com. Email me. I'd love to come out and visit you guys. So anyway, so the video and these YouTube videos of these places, yeah, that's great, but I want to take it another step, the next level. So I am producing my very own happy hour tour, basically, but it's not going to be your average happy hour tour because I'm hand selecting some of my more favorite places. I'm actually working with the owners and the chefs on creating a special menu for this happy hour because I want it to there's tons of happy hours. Happy hours happen every day, every week.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I take this to the next level? And that's just how I'm doing it. So we're creating a very special menu because I want this live event, this, in person, not just YouTube this time, but live. I want people to go and be able to really enjoy like a smorgasbord of opportunities. So a lot of times it's going to be done in a different fashion that you might expect. Because I
drop in and like raise Cain. I'm gonna come in and be like, "Where's the drinks?" or something. I'm gonna make James go with me. We're gonna dress up.
I prepared for you. I prepared that. I knew that you would do that. So what it is, it's only the food. So you pay a small, all-inclusive price for a ticket. Then there's the food. And it's gonna give you an opportunity to really sample what that restaurant has to offer because they're really doing a lot of great stuff. Plus, for the restaurant side, it's really giving them the opportunity to showcase their culinary expertise.
Sure. That's a really good idea. So you're getting the food, do you buy tickets? Or?
You buy tickets.
Okay.
You'll buy tickets in advance. I have a great, through Eventbrite, they're going to be handling all my ticketing services.
How much about do they cost around?
You're going to die. Okay, so I need you to hold on to the chair. Because I don't want you to fall and hurt yourself.
Okay.
Probably about $20.
About $20?
Yeah.
Okay, that's easy.
And that's all your food.
And so you get to eat, and then you just go, and I guess the idea is that you'll buy cocktails and you'll mix. Is this a singles club, Kevin?
It is not. It is not. Look.
Is this?
Could be. It could. No. Well, why wouldn't I want to do a singles club since I already have a VIP membership club called the Platinum VIP, so I wouldn't want to do both.
No, I'm just saying that it could start. I'm just trying to throw a wrench in it.
I actually, that's so funny. I shouldn't even say this, and I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but I got approached by someone. She was on one of the Bachelorette shows. Mm-hmm. She's in the Portland area, and she wants to do something like a singles mingle thing, and I'm not going to say her name yet, but you can very easily, if you Google her, she's like all over the place, and she's going to be in the area. I don't know. We'll see what happens around Valentine's Day.
Is that when it starts?
My tour, the happy hour tour, starts in January, which is why I keep saying I hope I can come back in January because I thought it'd be great to come back with maybe the chef or maybe the owner of the restaurant and talk about the.
Do you know what restaurant it is?
I haven't for sure. I know a couple of them that we're going to be doing the map. I don't have the actual lineup quite yet. We're still kind of.
Can you tell me offline?
Of course.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
And then when Kevin leaves, I'll just tell everyone on the radio.
Tune in.
I'm just kidding. No, just kidding. So awesome.
Yeah.
So this is coming up.
It's coming up.
And you just need to go to the Kevin Aguilar
website.
And
there's Kevin Aguilar events. You can click there. There's a newsletter. Subscribe. That way you'll be sure to get an invitation.
You have a newsletter? I need a newsletter. James, jeez. He has a newsletter.
I have a newsletter. I don't know. Yeah, is that crazy?
Whatever. I want a newsletter. Just shows up in your inbox, right?
It's amazing.
Whatever.
A newsletter.
I love it. A newsletter. I don't really have anything to say, but I mean, it would be nice just to be able to say that I have a newsletter. So, can I have your newsletter?
Please.
Can I just change
I want you to be on Tuesday. I want you to be on.
Can I have a corner? Can I have an Ask Missy corner?
Ask me.
I'm gonna be like, Dear Abby.
There you go.
And see, now I have a newsletter. Put them in the crock pot. Done. Next.
That's hilarious.
Put some garlic in there. It smells like, okay, so Sarah's here with Killer Pickle, and she is dishing up the stuff, and it's so beautiful. Okay, so I wanted to talk about my salt really quick.
Yes.
Kevin's not going away, so we can talk more.
We could talk more because we also want to talk about the Platinum VIPs.
Okay, the Platinum VIPs.
Yes.
Okay.
Amazing.
What are they? What are the Platinum VIPs?
You know, it used to be a
Is it like a dance team?
It sounds like a dance team, but it's better. It's better. You know,
Does
it used
that
to,
Lady Abby teach them?
Yes.
Kevin's gonna kill me.
I love that. Yeah. Isn't she special?
Yeah, she's frightening.
I know.
Frightening.
Right. I thought the boogeyman didn't exist, and then I saw her, and I'm like, lied to.
She has her head.
I know.
I'm
She's
doing
just
it right now.
She's just vicious.
Okay, so tell us about the Platinum VIPs.
You know, I used to run a meetup group, and then I wanted more flexibility, so I transferred it over. It is now an official VIP membership group, and what that does, it allows you to not only be VIP status to these upcoming Kevin Aguilar events, but I also am working with a lot of other local businesses, and it just gives you VIP access. My belief.
What does VIP access mean?
You know, I think that everyone
I
deserves.
usually don't have too many closed doors in front of me.
Well, yeah, exactly. You know what? That's exactly why I did this, because after I started the TV show, a lot of doors opened for me, and as well as for you. And I believe everyone deserves that. So I was getting these emails saying, "Hey, we really want to, invite you to do this." Like, don't just give this to me. I want just to give this and share it with people. And that was the spirit behind me starting this group.
You're a much kinder person because I like that I get stuff that other people don't get. I'm just kidding. He's like, Kevin goes, oh.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. No, I think that's great. He's like, I'm so uncomfortable in the studio. Turn the heat up. Turn the heat up now. Let's make him sweat. Feed him pickles and turn the heat up, right? I knew a guy who, when he ate pickles, he sweat. But I'm going to talk to Sarah about that. Sorry.
Yes.
So it's just basically they get access to things that normally they wouldn't have. And
tickets to Wicked. I mean, like
they get free tickets?
Not free tickets, but you just access.
Yes.
Because a lot of musical plays and shows you don't have. It's hard if you're just going onto like a website to buy tickets on your own. But like Cirque du Soleil, they allow my membership group to be able to get tickets before they go on sale to the general public, just like with the other stuff.
Got it.
So you're always able to get these amazing orchestra
treats.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so I'm just like, let's just take this everywhere. Let's just make this happen. So that's what it's all about.
So you manage all those relationships and all that. That sounds really exhausting.
It is, which is why there you go. Yeah, and I could add more time to it, but I'm too busy stalking you on Instagram.
You and everyone else.
So
that's totally not true. See how I'm like making it sound like I'm really popular to the 3 people listening who are probably your followers.
Four people.
Yeah, when you were there, I looked over. Did you hear me? I was like, James, where are you? Oh, okay. Okay, so the VIP, and then how do we get VIP membership?
Anyone who is listening to your show can get a free membership. That easy.
Okay.
You just go to my website. There's a whole section that says Platinum VIPs. To subscribe to join, you just simply join. That's a separate newsletter. Boom, done. And then you get a newsletter about twice a month, and it's going to have different stuff that you can do and different things going on and a lot of amazing stuff. I'm telling you, everyone deserves the fabulosity in their life, and this will give it to you.
That's awesome, and that's a new word too. So good job with the pushing the boundaries of the English language.
Always, exactly, because I is good grammar.
You is. Do you have a favorite Platinum VIP member?
They're like they're my children, so I love them all the same. But
I don't think I have.
I looked. You're not a member.
I haven't made it to the platinum level. I think I have to. I have to be on the show 6 more times before I can get a free membership. Okay, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, I'm obsessing, and we'll find out why. Smells so good in here.
It does. Those smell amazing.
Want to sample? Yeah.
We're so off the rails today. It's great.
I know. These are whenever we go off the rails, we have the highest. Thank you so much.
This is going to be up there with Night Fight.
Yes, there's Do you think we can grab a glass of water for Sarah?
All right, you guys. So I think we're going to move. I don't know what's really. I think we're going to move to pickles really soon. So stay tuned because I think this is going to be amazing.
I'm giving Kevin a really hard time because I know him.
Yeah. Yeah, we got this. I wonder if a cheddar salt could work.
A cheddar salt?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll talk about my salt before we do the obsession. Well, no, we'll have to do the
So here, guys.
Never get to the salt. I'm going to do it at the end.
So can you guys? There we go.
Yes. You think it's just killer
Underscore pickles. Because there's a lot of pickles. I was trying to
So
just
right now, it's www.killerpickles.com, and it's naturally fermented pickles. And let's see here.
He just thinks it's like funny, probably.
Yeah. Killerpickles.com.
Our secret: we impartially shop select highly rated life insurance companies for your best rates.
For a free quote, call 1-800-900-1743.
Killer Pickles. So yes, so there you go. I'll give you guys that that website one more time. It's www.killerpickles.com, and that's all I know. But we're gonna find. I know we're gonna find out more. So. So this is exciting because I think I'm actually going to take a sample of this, and so I prepped for this. So I did watch an episode, a couple things on the Food Network, so I know how to do it. I think I'm ready for this.
Did you take this picture? I haven't. You know, kimchi's so popular, and I haven't embraced it yet.
No?
No, and I don't know why. And I have tried, and I'll have it. I'll eat it a few times. I have one of my colleagues. Her name is Tara. Her parents own Tara's Pie. But so she's really into trying all different types of food and
Great. I
loves it and
I'm getting ready to take a picture here.
What the different flavors are. So we do is Korean, right? So she'll bring it. She keeps trying and I bite it. I'm just like, why won't it work for me? You know, and people love it.
Well, you could try white kimchi that doesn't have chili in it.
Well, I love spicy. So I don't know. I think I just need to keep going.
May I tweet a picture of your business card? They can't see it on the camera.
Sure.
Okay.
If you love garage sales this much, the Garage Sale Warehouse.
They couldn't read it. I was trying to hold it up.
We got thousands of square feet of
How do you tweet a picture?
A nice, comfortable, and well-lit atmosphere.
There we go.
Experts always around to help you find what you're looking for. Also, at the Garage Sale Warehouse, we get new merchandise daily to fill hundreds of booths and a wide variety of items, all at garage sale pricing. It's like a treasure hunt.
Do you do a blog?
And if you find something you really like,
and then do you go to the food
Garage Sale Warehouse at Walker Road and
Yeah.
Cedar Hills Boulevard.
Have you done the one that
Western Avenue next to
Yeah.
Find us online.
Yeah, we were just talking about that last week.
The Garage Sale Warehouse.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go and just take some pictures and stuff and just absorb it. I'm not a great
It's
maker
time
of
to
things.
find out about Missy's obsession.
Welcome back to the Simple Kitchen, and it is time for my weekly obsession. I get obsessed. I do. I can't help it. I'm a human being, and James, what are we talking about this week? Hot dog. Get them while they're hot. All right. I love hot dogs. I am the type of person who, let's just talk about yesterday. I have my kids. We're watching a little bit of Mulan or something like that was on one of the Disney shows, and a commercial comes on, and it is for the Washington County State Fair, and I just about lose my mind because that means fair food, and I will eat my body weight in corn dogs and hot dogs. My children are 20% corn dog. Yes, absolutely. That exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's which my children are like pale runners. So that being said, I'm obsessed with. I want to know. I want to know about a hot dog. What is it? Tell me where it came from, James. Nobody knows about me because I couldn't write it down. I don't have fingers. I made it up. Guy claims everything. He claims everything, jerk. Okay, true. Okay, so let's talk about it. Do you have a history for me? So, okay, before catsup. You just really cracked yourself. Did it really? You're a sly one. So a sausage is in fact one of the oldest, what did you say, processed foods? Since before the big guy, before the first GMO. Okay, so I don't think that's right, but let's talk about how it turned into a hot dog. Frankfurt. Okay. So before Christopher Columbus asked for a few boats, Frankfurt created the Frankfurter. Okay. The little dog sausage? Give her sausage! Okay. Vienna, wiener, little wiener, little Vienna sausages. Remember? Okay. So there's 3 claims that all come from Deutschland. Oh, one from Austria. They're very close together. So why do we call them hot dogs? Dachshund. Why did they call them dachshunds? Because they look like the wiener dogs. And you've seen those those boots that have like the dachshund dog with a bun around it and like catsup on its back. You ever seen that? Mustard? Yeah. You're no. They have like ketchup. Did you see that? And mustard. So that's get them while they're hot. Dachshund. Oh, here we go. Ballpark Franks. But people, so Frank is from Frankfurter, Ballpark Franks. I just put that together in my brain. King dogs, indeed. In the mid to late 80s, Missy Maki worked at the King Dogs, slinging king dogs, king beers. Would you like some crowd on that? Yeah, exactly. And seriously, a king beer, it's like half a gallon of beer. Slosh, slosh, slosh. Not okay. Not okay. Nobody needs a thirsty 2-ouncer. I need one right now. Okay, yeah. So a hot dog was because of dachshund, because it was the look of a hot dog or sausage, and hot because it was get them while they're hot. And then they evolved into, started being served at baseball games, I'm sure, because they're handheld. So, and quite frankly, easier to cook than a hamburger or a steak. But I will tell you, if you go to a Mariners game, you can get like a really good. I don't know, I would eat it. And pretty boring background, I would say. Like, it's not very juicy. It's not like everyone fighting over it, you know. It's just sort of, I would go on and exactly. So, okay, so now we know why there's a hot dog. But the thing is that somehow it evolved from being a sausage to like a really processed item. I'm thinking probably in the early part of the century. You know, you read The Jungle by Upton Sinclair. I'm thinking it was leftover meat. It was mushed up and put into a casing. And I think a lot of... Exactly. And you don't have to grind it. I think it's boiled. I'm not sure. So now that we know what the history of a hot dog is, my suggestion to you is to buy amazing sausages, to actually buy sausage. If you haven't done that, you should. It will change your life. I do like a hot dog. I do like to buy hot dogs and put them on the grill and put them in a bun. But let's talk about what the top 10 hot dog brands are. Number 1 is Hebrew National, with, as you can imagine, is an all-beef frank. It's sort of a born New Yorker brand. People love it. Number 2 is Nathan's. They're made in Lancaster County. Ballpark is number 3. Number 5 is Sabrett. I have not heard of that. Applegate Farms is 6. Says that there are no nitrates in Applegate Farms. Kugel's is another one, number 7. Number 8 is Hillshire Farms, which is one that we hear a lot about. We can easily find that in the markets, just as well as you can easily find Ballpark, Nathan, and Hebrew National. Hillshire. Then number 9 is Hummel's brand, and number 10 is Best's. So one of the things I would suggest if you're out looking for a hot dog is that you take a look at it. I try to, reduce the amount of items that are inside a hot dog, so you'll spend more money for the fewer amount of fillers. You want there to be as much meat as possible. The combination meat ones I don't suggest. It's really confusing. But I think if you stick with an actual sausage, you're going to do really well. What do you put on your hot dog? Oh, yum! How about sauerkraut? Absolutely, I love it. I love it. I could bathe in sauerkraut. I did today. Just kidding. No, but I love like the really the sauerkraut. I like it with like a strong mustard, and then you just put some ketchup on the side to get that little sweet pop. Kevin, what do you put on your hot dog?
I am still stuck on the chili dog. I have not had one this year, so I feel like I'm overdue. So if it's going to be my turn to cook dinner tomorrow night, I think it's going to be chili dogs.
Now, what would you do for the chili? Would you do good old canned chili, or would you...
If I do a canned chili, I would be really big on probably spicing it up and adding a little bit more extra something to it.
There are good chili.
There really is.
But chili is so easy to do. I'm going to put a chili up on the blog. I made one yesterday.
I saw that, and that's probably why I'm still stuck with the chili, because
it's so good, and you can reduce, again, if you look at a can of chili, it has a bunch of stuff that you don't know what it is. Look on your labels. And then if you really realize what chili is, the way that you make chili taste good is all in the spices. So it's perfectly fine. Get some beans, soak them. Get some good spices from Penzeys, and get some ground turkey, make it really good, and slow cook it for sure. Okay, we're going to take a break. And speaking of things along the line of sauerkraut, Sarah from Killer Pickles is here. I have a lot of questions about canning and fermenting, etc., and she's the pro. So we're going to take a break, and we are going to meet Sarah. Kevin's going to stay as well. We'll be back with more Simple Kitchen.
Looking for your next SUV or truck? Check out Buick GMC of Beaverton.
No problem.
I didn't get to play it, but I had the Oscar Mayer hot dog song.
Oh!
Smells
so good.
6-speed transmission, active fuel management, and tons of towing capacity. All standard.
Oh, you're going to sit right there. Okay. And then you just pull the microphone, and you've got like 5-6 minutes. So.
Okay.
So, do you want me to introduce, do the full name, Sarah Miller, or do you just like Sarah?
At Buick GMC of Beaverton.
Either you can come down or I can come up. It doesn't matter. Oh, boy.
The voice of Portland.
So good. So I'm guessing you can speak well about kombucha. Am I saying it right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know anything about it, and my husband loves it, and it freaks me out.
Really?
and I don't know why. I tend to like have certain things that I'm like, and the second I embrace them, I'm it. But I just don't. My husband's just like, somebody told me to drink this and it's good for me, and so he just starts drinking it. And I need a little more meat, you know, to like that strange taste. And like people are, oh, I'm making a kombucha, and I see it and I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, it doesn't have the ugly blob.
Yeah. And then, well, I worked with a chef who had like multiple, like different, like I think it's like a vinegar mothers or whatever, and I was just, it looked
similar.
Yeah, well, it looked like a lab of some sort, you know. So that's, I'm interested in knowing like the healthy benefits and things like that. Okay.
Is the chili picture that you posted on Instagram yesterday, is it on your Instagram? Is the recipe available on your website?
No, I will be doing, I'll try to do it tonight.
Okay, so I just checked in for you guys because you know I'm all about you guys. You guys follow me on Twitter. I love you guys, so I do everything I can for you. So Missy is going to be posting on her website that recipe to the chili that she posted. So if you want Missy Maki's chili
Yeah.
sorry, I'm distracted watching her drink this juice.
What?
That's gonna be a whole other. That's gonna be a whole other video blog. I'm gonna talk about her juice in a
28 days.
Anyway, the recipe. She's gonna post it.
I
So
feel great now. It's amazing. I was like, I don't know, buddy. And I was like, just do it. So
she's
good.
gonna post it.
I started feeling good like within 2 days. It's like, and then by the third day, I stopped drinking caffeine in the afternoon.
Really?
Yes, like
Just from turmeric.
Oh no,
Juice. The juices.
juices. Yeah, I started. I'm on a 28-day program where I did a certain amount of days with one juice for a meal, and then I did a certain amount of days with 2, like breakfast and lunch, and I can do whichever one. And then this is the end of my 3-day cleanse. So this is fine. Like, this won't affect it. Like this is probably good for me. Like I could have almonds or avocado and stuff, and then I'll be back to 2. And it was a lot easier than I thought it would be. But my husband's out of town. I have 1 more cleanse. Yeah, so that whole like after I stopped breastfeeding and my kids were and I was able to drink coffee and they needed so much, I started drinking so much coffee. So this has been a really great way without me having to go through any like headaches or anything to like reduce my caffeine intake. Yeah, I'm really happy about it. I wish my husband would do it, but this is sponsored, but this would be probably very expensive, a 28-day juice program. He brings them to me fresh. He shows up and brings them to me. Yeah. It's a wonderful experience. All the stuff I was told to expect, except the cleanse part of the cleanse was like, we're not going anywhere, kids. We're staying here. We're staying home. Walk into the park.
I did 3-day. I did a cleanse in January, and first couple days into it, this was nothing, and then suddenly that day hit. Yeah, that was wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that day, I know that on that day I lost 3 inches around my waist. And I know
Really?
I did. I really did. And my pant size went down, lost the belt size, everything. But I feel like it was all on that one day.
Yeah. Mine has been, like, I can tell, we don't weigh at our house. It's on how we feel and
Right.
how we look.
Smart.
Yeah. I can absolutely tell, like, the juice has made a difference. But, you know, I was talking to Aaron, I was like, but, you know, is that, like, all of a sudden I'm going to go back to eating? And he goes, no, the idea is that you start realizing how good you feel when you're eating kale and you're eating spinach and da-da-da-da, or that you get a juicer, or you buy them, you know, but, and that makes sense. My kids love them. Like, I can't give them the turmeric or the one that has cayenne, which are only on the cleanse part.
Mm-hmm.
But they totally love it. They have the green ones that will drink them. So it makes me think maybe. And I'm kind of apprehensive about putting them on milk. Really? Yeah. Just the process, and I had the woman who owns Shampoo Creamery, and she does raw milk, and she did it because her kids had some allergies and stuff like that. And I was like, you know, I couldn't do the raw milk just because I don't have the time to even go and get it and go through the process and all of that. And she was really straight. She goes, you know, I just wouldn't even put them on milk if you don't have to, if you ask your doctor. And so I was like, that's really weird. So I asked my doctor. My doctor's like, yeah, you don't have to. If you can commit to just making sure that they get iron and this, that, and other thing, because all of the vitamins that kids need and calcium, like give them yogurt. She said all the stuff that the kids really need is taken out in the pasteurized process. And it isn't, so you probably know.
No, I don't think so. I don't agree with her on that.
Yeah?
Kids need fat for one thing. They need saturated fat for their brain development. They need protein, and those things are still in the milk. I think milk is a good tool when you have kids that are picky eaters or don't eat a lot. You know,
that's what I have.
You can at least give them, at least with the milk, they're getting the fat that they need.
We're coming back.
I didn't even think about. There's so much.
Well, your brain is like 60% fat, and it's all saturated fat. So for children, kids have like big heads.
Welcome back to The Simple Kitchen. I'm your host, Missy Maki, and we're in the second hour. And I'm so excited to introduce Sarah Miller of Killer Pickles. We are going to talk about what she's doing. We're going to talk about her blog. We're going to talk about kombucha. I have a lot of questions, probably very simple questions. So, Sarah, welcome to The Simple Kitchen.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You bet. So, tell me about what you're doing. What is Killer Pickles?
Well, Killer Pickles is kind of my passion. I would say that fermentation is my hobby, and I love to do it, and I love to share it with other people. And I've had a lot of people ask me, how do I do this? How do I make that? What's going on in my jar of sauerkraut? And that's why I decided to start a blog. I can just put the recipes out there, put the how-to, the tutorials out there, lots of photos to explain the process to people. And I love sharing that with the world.
Excuse me. So how long ago did you start your blog then?
It's a little over 2 years old.
Time passes fast when you start a blog.
It does.
And then it actually starts to feel like a job. There's a point in there with the blog that sometimes it starts to feel like a job, and you're like, I'm not getting paid for this.
That's true. I'm not getting paid for it. And, it's hard to find a balance because I want to stay connected with my readers and provide them with content that's valuable to them. But, I also need to balance the needs of my family. So I would say I'm not maybe quite as active as other bloggers, but the information that I put on my blog is pretty valuable. I put a lot of thought and effort into my blog posts.
And not all blogs are like that. Mine's not, so good for you. No, I always say I'm a so-so blogger. So you're educating about the fermentation process, essentially?
Exactly, yes.
So what got you interested in that?
Well, I would say I'm the kind of person who always loved things like pickles and sauerkraut. As a child, I liked to eat peanut butter and pickle sandwiches.
Oh.
And as I got older, I was introduced to, ethnic cuisines, things like kimchi and Japanese style tsukemono and miso, and I got really curious about those things, and at the time they were kind of difficult to find in the store and expensive, and so I started experimenting with making them on my own, and then I started making sauerkraut and yogurt and pickles and kefir and kombucha, and it just kind of exploded.
What are the health benefits of those items?
Well, you've probably heard about probiotics.
Yes.
Maybe you even take a probiotic supplement. Probiotics are bacteria that help us. They're similar to the bacteria that thrive in our digestive tract. And that's what's in live cultured foods. You can have your own probiotics without spending money on pills at the store.
I was at the Szymanski Park, I was just talking about this earlier, market on Wednesday, and there was a booth that was actually selling pickles. It wasn't you, but it was somebody, and they said, and it said like live or
Yes.
like, I don't know the term, and I realized, okay, I think that's actually what we're talking about is.
That's what we're talking about.
So what's the difference between like canning and what you're doing?
So fermentation is one of the oldest forms of food preservation that we have. And what happens is when you put vegetables in a salty brine, the bacteria that are already on them, because bacteria is everywhere in our world, they really thrive in that environment, and they start consuming the sugars that are in the vegetables, and they create lactic acid as a byproduct. And lactic acid gives it the tangy flavor. Lactic acid is also what's in yogurt that gives yogurt a tangy flavor. So it becomes acidic, and now it won't spoil. So it's
That's
preserved.
interesting. So historically, do you know like how far back this goes?
The oldest known record we have is of workers building the Great Wall of China. They buried cabbages with salt in crocks in the earth, and when they opened up, they discovered that they had turned sour, and that's where sauerkraut came from. And basically that practice spread all over the world, so that anybody who had access to salt used it to preserve their vegetables with lactic acid fermentation.
But it wasn't salty.
They taste a little salty, but no, the flavor's not overwhelmingly
It was more
salty.
like vinegary, like that tang,
It's
right?
a tangy flavor that's a little bit different from vinegar. Although vinegar instead of lactic acid, so the flavor's slightly different.
So what was the first thing that you did when you stepped into the world of fermentation?
Kimchi is probably the first one I did, simply because it wasn't really available to me, and if I wanted to eat it, I had to make it myself. And then later I started making yogurt, and then I signed up for a farm subscription, a CSA, Community Supported Agriculture, and one week I got all this cabbage, and I thought, what am I going to do with all this cabbage? And I thought, well, I'll just make sauerkraut, I guess. And so I had never made it before. I found a recipe, and I sliced my cabbage, and I salted it, and I packed it down in a little pail, and I put a plate on it and a jar on top of that to keep it smushed down under the liquid, and I stuck it in the back of my closet and thought, well, that's not gonna work.
And that feels really weird.
Yeah,
right?
you know, it's like, isn't it just gonna get moldy? But 3 weeks later, I checked on it, and it was sauerkraut, and it was delicious. And it seemed like magic, but once you understand the process, you realize it's not magic. It's really quite predictable. That's what happens when you put vegetables in salty water. They turn into pickles.
And so you've brought like a variety of things here that are. So would you say they're pickled or that they're fermented? Are there different terms?
You know, these days when people say pickled, they're usually talking about packing things in vinegar.
You can probably hear me. I'm eating some of that.
But technically they are pickles. Anything that's preserved in acid is a pickle. So these are fermented pickles as opposed to a vinegar pickle.
I love that you brought a variety so that you can see what you can do.
Thank you.
I tweeted a picture of this. And this one right here is a pea pod or
It's sugar snap peas that I put in a jar with some basil, and I covered with a saltwater brine and let it sit for about 2 weeks, and you have.
It's so crispy too. Okay, we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, I have more questions for Sarah. Okay. I'm gonna run to the restroom.
Okay.
It's time once again to join the Sherry Hildreth
Restroom, I'll be right back.
That was so good.
I'll let you know all of it.
Day walk and run. On Saturday, August 2nd, take your pick. You can enjoy an invigorating timed 5 or 10K walk or run, or bring the family and your dog and join the 1 mile family fun walk along the beautiful Clackamas.
All right, so I think I'm going to take my chance here, and I'm going to take a bite of one of your pickles.
Okay.
Just visited your website and stuff like that, shared it with some YouTube viewers. So this is one of Sarah's killer pickles. Now, I like myself a good pickle, so I'm kind of curious to see how it goes. So this is live, so here we go. Amazing.
Thank you.
Oh,
It's different though.
it
from
is
vinegar
different.
pickle. Mhm.
Definitely has more flavor. And you didn't put vinegar in this? So I was so used to your typical vinegar flavor. Oh my gosh. Okay, Twitter followers, I'm going to send you guys a link to her website, and I'm going to tweet also her Twitter handle, because you need to follow her, because these pickles are damn good. And so I'm going to go ahead and take another bite just because I have to.
Okay.
Sarah, these are really, really good.
Thank you.
I was all, because you never know. I was like, unique. No, I don't have to do that with you. These are really, really good.
Oh my gosh, there she is. She's amazing.
Well, the killer pickle day is a little tongue-in-cheek, because when people first attempt this process, often they're a little bit scared.
Right.
You know, like, is it gonna kill me? They
Right,
wanna know.
right.
So that's where I came up with the name. Like, don't be afraid of your food, just eat it.
Just
you know?
do it. Such a unique twist of not having that heavy vinegar taste.
Yeah, it doesn't make your mouth pucker.
I just took a bite. Love it. Love this.
So good.
And it's not that typical heavy vinegar taste. It's so refreshing, so different. She's going to get a tweet. I'm tweeting her. I'm going to do the tweet.
So should we send people to your website
Yum.
and you do classes, or?
I haven't done any classes. I mostly, just have I'm pretty active on Facebook. That's where I interact with my readers a lot.
I
Then there's the
went over to your
So what are we
Facebook.
doing this weekend?
Yeah. So I mostly just share recipes, and I also run a fermenting group on Facebook.
Okay.
Called Wild Fermentation.
I'll show you guys her
Which is for
website.
fans of this particular book. And that's a pretty active international group, so I interact with people out there as well.
getting pulled over for buzz driving.
So you guys, what you see now on the screen, that is actually her website. So that's her website. Looks like she's on Facebook. I understand. I overheard that she's very active on Facebook, so you can actually interact with her there. But what you see right now is actually her website. And
Real pickles that
oh, so good.
do you know what I mean? They're so much better. They are.
So that's it right there. So, and of course you can always relook at this later, but I just wanted to send a screenshot to you guys of her website. And it looks like you can follow her again, like I said, Facebook, Twitter. It's all there. So I'm going to go back to here.
Oh yeah. This is right up my alley. It almost has a bite.
Yeah, there's some Chipotle
So,
in that one.
Missy Mackie's right now eating some. Well, you got to take another bite. There you go. Hold on. There she goes.
My big sister's name is Sheila, and Sheila is the reason that this 8-year-old grew up.
It's so she just took a bite of, I guess it's pickled corn. I never heard of pickled corn.
It's really good. I like that it's really good with barbecue. It's so nice because you don't have to do it. It's done. Right?
Yeah.
Pull it out.
You're listening
Do you
to
like that?
Simple Kitchen with Missy
That
Maki
rocks.
on AM 860.
Welcome back to the Simple Kitchen. I'm your host, Missy Maki, and we're here in the studio with Sarah Miller of Killer Pickles, which is killerpickles.com. She's also on Facebook. I'm guessing just put Killer Pickles into Facebook and find you there.
You'll find me.
And then go ahead and like it. I'm guessing is it a fan page? Okay, so you can like it. And so tell us about the group that you run. You run a group, or you manage a group, Wild Fermentation.
That's right. There was a book written about 15 years ago called Wild Fermentation by Sander Katz, and he's kind of the guru of the fermentation movement. And his book is very influential. And those of us who are fans started a group on Facebook called Wild Fermentation, and we talk about fermentation all day long. And it's an international community, so we have people from all over the world. There's about 25,000 members, so it's a really active group. And they are so inspirational to me because people are doing stuff that I've never heard of and I never thought of. So
Like
yeah, we have a
creative
lot of
ways
fun.
to ferment.
Oh yeah. I mean, people are making their own beer at home. They're making their own wine at home. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff going on there.
Oh, that is so fun. I want someone who does all that stuff and lives next door to me.
Well, if you move to Beaverton,
Exactly.
to my neighborhood,
Yeah.
I've got mead fermenting at home and miso, and I make cheese and vinegar. I do all of it.
So tell us about, okay, what is the most creative thing lately that you've seen in the group?
Seen in the group. Well, we have some people making a traditional style of Japanese pickle where you ferment rice bran and then you bury your vegetables in the rice bran and they become like a bran pickled vegetable. That's pretty unusual.
So is it not liquid?
It's not liquid.
Okay,
no.
so it's like dry pickled?
It is kind of a dry pickle. Yeah, they're pretty unusual. Yeah, they're really good.
That's interesting. Okay, so as far as what does the group do? Do you meet or do you just communicate?
Mostly we just talk online in Facebook, but every now and then informally people get together. Yeah, people make real world connections. I've met people in Portland that I probably never would have met if it hadn't been for the group. In fact, in my own neighborhood, people have reached out to me and said, I notice you live in Beaverton. Where do you buy this? And it turns out they just live 3 blocks away from me. So it's a great way to even make real world connections with people.
Because it's not something you do out in your yard. No one would know about it, right?
Well, right. And, in my own family and close friends, not that many people, they like to eat my fermented foods, but they're not that much interested in doing it themselves. So
Right.
it's nice to have that online community of people to talk to.
And to answer questions.
Yes.
If you come into a stumper.
Exactly.
I don't know what to do or what
It's a very
crop do
helpful
I
group.
buy?
Yeah.
We just had Rebecca Hubbard on, who writes PDX Food Love,
Mm-hmm.
and she has started doing pickles, and she was telling us about her crock, and she sent me a picture of it and everything that they had got. So she got the pickle crock with the half moon things and everything.
Uh-huh.
So it's really, because right now, folks, just so you know, the little pickling cucumbers are coming in.
Yes, they
And
are.
it's time to buy those things.
It sure is.
Get them pickled.
Get them fresh from the farmer's market
Yes.
and pickle them.
Awesome. So tell us about yogurt. Can you just tell us like really quickly how you make yogurt?
Well, yogurt, you do have to incubate it. It needs to be kept warm at about 100 to 110 degrees. So the easiest thing to do is usually to buy a yogurt incubator. They're not very expensive. But then all you have to do is just heat your milk, get a little cup of plain yogurt from the store and add a couple spoonfuls of that to a half gallon of milk and then incubate it for about 8 hours and you've got yogurt. It's really easy.
So I have a friend who, well, she's a colleague. She does it and she puts it in her car on hot days. That's where she makes her yogurt.
Well, yeah, that would work.
And she brings it in and we taste it and it's so good.
It's so much better than any
It's like,
store-bought
what are you
yogurt.
eating? And she's just like, my car yogurt.
Nice. That's really clever.
Yeah, she puts it in the car. It's like during the summer, that's when she does it, and she makes it, and she uses I think she just uses a glass jar and puts it in and puts it in the back seat of the car, and the car's in the sun.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, she goes and gets her yogurt and
really
portions it
clever.
out for her lunches for the next week.
Nice.
As berry and granola.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So let's see. I'm looking. I have your card is perfect because it talks about all the things. What's kefir?
It is a cultured milk from Turkey, and you have to obtain a specific culture. They're called kefir grains, and you put it into the milk, and in about 24 hours it turns the milk sort of sour and bubbly, and it has a little bit of a yeasty flavor too because there's some yeast in it. It's called a champagne of milks actually because it tends to get bubbly. But it's really delicious and it's
I've heard that that's really good. I know people who've added that to their diet for specific reasons.
Yeah.
Isn't there kefir lime? I thought there was a
kaffir.
Oh, kaffir.
Yeah,
okay.
that's different.
I think Kevin's people are here to set me straight. And what is pollinator preservation?
Oh, well, I have bees at home.
You do?
Yeah, well, not honeybees, are native mason bees. And so I do blog a little bit about the state of bees in the modern world and what we can all do to help them. And as it relates to food production, because obviously without bees we can't eat most of the food that we like to eat. So I do blog about that a little bit as well.
It's all of a sudden it's very front of mind, especially since last summer and all those bees were dying.
Mm-hmm.
That was horrible.
That was really awful. And I blogged about that a little bit. And actually I had a really interesting experience about a month ago. A honeybee swarm landed in the street in front of my house one evening. And they were being run over by cars. And my neighbor came and knocked on my door because all my neighbors know that I love bees. And she's like, there's something really weird going on out here. And I came out and I saw that the queen was okay. And so we sort of, we put a bunch of boxes around it. And I got online and said, somebody send a beekeeper to my house as fast as you can because there's bees in the street.
Yeah.
And I covered my whole body, like I put on a hoodie and my dish gloves. And I went out with a little dustpan and a box. And I was sweeping up these bees and dumping them in the box.
Just so that they'd be okay.
So they'd be okay. And I got all the honeybees into the box and moved the box into my yard. And then a beekeeper showed up. And he had an empty hive just waiting for some bees. So
he did? Was it Damien or someone else?
It wasn't Damien. It was just another Portland beekeeper. And he took them off to live in one of his hives.
Probably live happily ever after.
They're living happily ever after.
Oh, that's so great. Did you ever get any of the honey from the hive that you saved?
Well, it's only been a couple months since it happened, so I don't think he's harvested any honey yet.
So someday, wouldn't it be nice to taste the honey from
it would be nice.
Since they're kind of like kids now.
Yeah.
Sarah, just Sarah's looking at me like she's nuts. So tell us anything else we should know. Again, it's killerpickles.com. You can get information about fermentation, some blogging about bees. And what else?
Healthy whole food recipes.
Healthy whole food recipes.
I mean, I use real ingredients, cooking from scratch. So,
do you have any guilty pleasures that are not whole foods?
Oh, well, sure, everybody does.
Well, sure.
Well, you were talking about going to the fair, and I can't wait to go and have some curly fries and some
funnel
cotton candy. Yeah, I love all that stuff.
It's hard not to. I think I have myself and my friend Brandy, we call it Portland shame, where people are so concerned, about trying to do the right things along the lines of all of this, but that they won't talk about the fun stuff,
Oh, right.
Like like going to the fair and having an onion burger.
Yeah, I do that stuff too.
Yeah, it's really fun. And you know what? It's the whole 80-20. 80% of the time, if you make good decisions, you get to phone in the other 20, right?
That's right.
That's in the food world. I'm not talking about ethical decisions.
Yeah, parenting.
No, not with parenting. You have to be 100%, even though we always make mistakes, which is a bummer.
Right.
So anything else?
Well, I have a step-by-step tutorial for making sauerkraut.
Good.
It's my classic kraut post. So.
Is that this one right here?
Well, that one's a spicy sauerkraut. So
I'm going to get after it right now while you talk about it.
So if you want to try making sauerkraut, go to my blog and type in classic kraut, classics with a K, just for fun. But and it has the whole process, exactly what's happening, what you need to do. Anybody who has a jar and a cabbage and some salt can make sauerkraut at home, and it's delicious.
It's so good.
And I'll walk you through the whole process. And to answer any questions that you have, you can leave them in the comments. I always reply to the comments. And I also have one for dill pickles. If you want to get some of those pickling cucumbers and attempt to make traditionally fermented dill pickles, I have a killer dill pickle recipe. And again, anybody with a jar and salt and some cucumbers.
That was going to be my
dill
question.
Pickles.
What are the basics that you need to pickle things? One more time. If
you need a jar and vegetables and salt.
Does it matter what kind of salt? Just like kosher salt or just?
You should buy salt that doesn't have any iodine in it.
Okay,
so
and it says
like
that on
sea
there.
Salt. Yeah, iodized salt is always labeled.
And you can just, I mean, I know that you can buy like big boxes of that and at a good deal. Okay, Sarah, thank you for coming in and sharing this with us. This is awesome. And these are delicious.
Thank you.
Folks, again, killerpickles.com. We'll be back with more Simple Kitchen. Thanks.
You're welcome.
That was great. You're like,
I did it.
Just Saul, I can't wait to get to your website. I'm seriously, what a pleasure meeting you. Oh my gosh.
Yep, just vegetables. And
I'm not a
salads.
foodie. I'm just a food lover.
Come in and share her sour cream and yogurt recipes with us.
great.
Nice.
I love that people make that. This is so good.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate your time so much, Sarah. It's so kind of you to come in. If you ever have anything
This
that
is so
comes
good,
up
you guys.
that you want to, like, something you're doing that's new or anything. and you
Sauerkraut.
would like to just let me know. Okay, I will. It was nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
It is my pleasure to share with you guys your information.
Still talking about your pickles, then.
It is so worth it. Good.
Next segment, we'll talk about the salt and torture Kevin a little more.
Oh, so you guys, hang on, stay with me, because guess what? The best is yet to come. I'm still here. I know I said I was going to be on for 15 to 20 minutes. I'm still here. And coming up, I get to be tortured live on this show. Yes, live Kevin torturing.
I'm so excited. We gained 2 more listeners today.
My babysitter just sent a text and said, "Do babies like sriracha?" She's a jerk.
That's hilarious.
You're fired.
Sriracha.
She's my administrative assistant, actually.
So she's double fired.
She's no, because she's gonna weed after this. She's trying to make some extra money. When I hire someone, I hire someone.
You sure do.
First hour podcast is up.
The podcast stuff.
Oh, awesome.
It's at kcom.com in the audio vault.
Okay. I should probably... So, it's not the Governor Hotel, it's the Sentinel now. So the Aga Beach Resort is going to have me come to their new renovated hotel. And I'm going to stay a night there. And they want me to say how awesome it is.
Oh.
I know, no problem, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Is maybe the Sentinel needs people to know how awesome it is. I don't know.
I don't work for Sentinel.
I
work for Landry's, who
Who?
owns McCormick and Schmick's.
Oh.
I'm a sales director for Oregon.
I thought you worked at the hotel. Like, I had no idea what you do.
My office is in the hotel, and I oversee their entire sales team. The catering portion, events, basically. But I have, like, the Harborside restaurant, McCormick and Schmick's and Tiger. I'll probably bring the fish house on, and possibly by the end of the year, Policeman. But yeah, it's privately owned by Provenance, who also owns the Deluxe, and also owns, they're sort of fussy. I would go with a different company and say go to Kimpton or something.
Yeah. No kidding. Interesting. Is your husband at a basketball camp?
He is in Spokane at the Gonzaga team camp.
The garage sale warehouse at Walker Road and Cedar Hills Boulevard, and our store on Western Avenue next to Bi-Mart. Find us online at the Garage Sale Warehouse, Oregon.
Yeah, pictures of my baby sleeping.
Where it's a garage sale every day.
7,000 high school students drop out every school day.
So we have 2 more segments.
Their desks one atop the other. It's a pile more than 17,000 feet high. That's 12 Empire State Buildings. What's truly scary is that another stack is going up tomorrow. We can't keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step. Brought to you by the U.S.
I did not just read that.
I just responded to that one. I said, I guess we're gonna find out.
I'll let you know in 24. Tell him that I said I'll let him know in 24 hours.
Hey, so Brian, so Missy says we're gonna say almost the exact same thing I just tweeted. We'll let you know in 24 hours. Yes, stay tuned for that Instagram pic. Stay tuned for that Instagram pic.
So bad.
That is so good. Picnic? Awesome.
You're listening.
Welcome back to the Simple Kitchen. I'm your host, Missy Maki, and I have a delicious vinegary fermented mouth. It's because I just tasted a lot of fermented items. That was a really fun interview. Sarah's really smart.
She's smart. Yeah, definitely smart.
She is so smart. I've got Kevin here in the studio with me, and I've got Roz. James, how you doing over there, buddy? You're real silent. Everything okay? Again, I think I told folks earlier that James hurt his back downhill skiing, so he's he's a little he's out of salts today. So we're going to talk about some flavored salts. You know, salts are the rage, and I am okay. For starters, I love sriracha, the rooster sauce.
Oh gosh.
Do you love it?
I put on. I mean, seriously, it is my ketchup.
It's the ketchups of the 2000s.
Yeah.
Catsup. And so I'm actually have been tweeting and asking. I'm trying to find a source for red chili peppers, locally grown, because I want to make my own sriracha sauce. I'm actually going to make it, and that is going to be my Christmas gift.
See, I admire people like you because people who go out there and make things, because I have the American Express. I don't have that gene. I have the American Express gene, and I go out and buy it.
I know, but, it's not so much about being able to buy something.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's about, number one, being able to not go to a mall, be able to be in my home with my family while I'm making. So I'm spending time with them, and then I'm also accomplishing a gift. And I don't know about you, but the gifts that I get when someone gives you, if someone gave me a dozen cookies for Christmas, it's preferable.
Mm-hmm.
It's preferable for someone to give you like fudge, or to give you even like a homemade peanut butter, or, you know what I mean, just things like that.
I'm huge on that. Matter of fact, that's so funny. 2 weeks ago, I blogged and YouTube and everything about a website I came across where you can order homemade meals to be delivered, because somebody I found out on Facebook is going through chemotherapy, and people are doing that because, and there's, so yeah, I think.
The one that's here in town?
I don't think it's local, but
there's
I knew
there's local. He was on the show.
Was there?
Yeah. There's someone who does it. I can't remember, Dine to something. But yeah, just look it up. There is one local.
I'm so going to look that up, because I'm telling you, that's the one. The gift of love, the gift of food, the gift of something like that is one of the best things you can do. And it doesn't have to be a bad situation like chemotherapy. It can be something like, I remember when the birth of our daughter. I mean, I swear we're. That was just for those of you listening. That was just a sticker, I think. Anyways. Yeah, so the gift of love, that's the best thing you can do for someone. If you want to show someone some love, appreciation, food is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't do it yourself,
peanut butter.
Yeah.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I a loaf of bread.
Totally behind that 110%.
So, yeah, so I'm fantastic. And the truth is that it'll be more like you're getting cookies from me. So let's just be straight there. Juice cookies, yeah. They'll be in a jar. Again, so I'm trying to source the chilies. I haven't been able to find them, but I know I will. I know I'll find them, or I can order them. Maybe they grow in California or something. I just would prefer to buy that many chilies from someone local. But there's two recipes that I came across. One of them was homemade sriracha sauce, and the other one was sriracha salt.
Sriracha salt. Yeah, because on Twitter, everyone's asking about the salts. They're asking about flavored salts. They're asking that.
So these are homemade. So what you do is you buy sea salt.
Right.
I bought like the box worth, like a big one.
Does that come from the seashore?
I have no idea. Seashell. Yeah, I know. So I bought boxes of that, and I bought the rooster sauce, big things of rooster sauce. And essentially what you do, I'm just going to give you the recipe. I don't know the exact portions, but you take, in a bowl, you put the salt in there, You squeeze the sriracha in there. You mix it, mix it, mix it. Then you do cookie sheets. You turn your oven on to 350. Do cookie sheets with parchment down. Lay it out. It turns that bright orange color.
Oh, nice.
And then right once it's all laid out, I did 2 sheets worth. It's on my Instagram, which is at Missy Maki, MISSYMAKI. And you turn the oven off and then set it in there and then let it dry. So you just go and you leave it there for 8 hours.
Wow.
So it's just drying up. Then let me tell you where this all came from. My kids love this one brand of oatmeal. So every morning they share a jar of this one brand of oatmeal, which I won't share the brand. But I can't throw the jar away because it has a perfect lid and it's a perfect size. It's like 4 inches tall, and I'm like, this is a gift size. I'm going to create something to put in here. And then when those recipes came across, so I've made the sriracha salt, which I'm going to fill the jars with. This first batch, this is my trial batch, and I put it on some popcorn last night. I didn't get to eat it, but I was told it was good. And so I did that one. So that is going really well. Then I realized that my husband, I asked him to get a couple limes, and he came home with a bag of little mini key limes. So I microplaned the outsides of the key limes and squeezed the juice and put salt in there, and I've made key lime salt to rim margarita glasses.
Oh.
Or to put over halibut or fish.
I'm sorry you had me at margarita.
No, but so you've got this. So it's fresh infused salt. Like it's made with a fresh ingredient.
So creative.
So easy. So simple. Just take the time and you just sit there and just kind of do the microplaning, put it all together, mix it up, and then it takes a while because the liquid has to go away while the essence and the oil and all of that, and then the little bit that you microplane off of the external part of the lime stays in there too, just to keep it. So once it's dry, then you seal it up and put it on its way. And I ordered some stickers from Amazon.com, and it's going to be so cute.
There you guys go. So there you guys have it. What an amazing way to do something. I never would have thought of it.
What an amazing Missy Maki.
What an amazing Missy Maki.
Actually, it was my... seriously, he thinks I'm a unicorn because I'm magical.
You really are. That's why you have made it on the show, my show, when I was doing it 3 times.
Look, I'm on again.
And in a sense, you're on again. We're kind of on each other's show.
I don't think so.
No.
You said I'm not on the list. I'm sure you are. I'm sure Sarah Miller is.
It's so easy. You just type in your name and email address and sign up. Oh my gosh. It is so easy to sign up. Oh.
All I smell is pickle breath. That's all that's going on.
Hey, people at least aren't tweeting about the noise that you made about me.
I know. Oh, yeah, exactly. Hey, Wild About Game is coming up, you guys. Remember to buy your tickets. I'm going to be there. James, you going with me? It's Sunday, September 7th from 11:30 to 4:30. We'll probably go after the show. We'll have to see about your schedule. It's September, so we're about 5-6 weeks out. It's the Portland versus Seattle matchups, and it's really cool. They use Nikki USA. Go to NikkiUSA.com for more information. They'll get you to the tickets. It's up at Timberline Lodge. It's freaking awesome. I went last year. I had so much fun. There's something else that I really wanted to talk about over at the Mac Club, and it's where is it? It's this. Oh, there it is. Alliance Française, 7th annual. It's basically it's all French, but it's like a dessert festival essentially. But it's like a competition. It's August 7th. It's coming up. It's enjoy fruits, tart, sparkling wines, and French culture at a professional pastry competition, and they are still taking people. So the folks who sent me this, they said, tell people to register for this. Come and do it. If you're a pastry chef, or you'll have to see what the prerequisites are. But last year, over 20 of the best pastry chefs in the area competed in this annual event, guided by a simple set of rules. The chefs sculpted inventive tarts that may not have been offered at their respective bakeries and restaurants. 2013 winners were Julia Eisenmeyers and Sharon Espinoza from Fleur de Lis Bakery. Amy Yen of St. Honoré, who we love so much. I go there all the time with my husband now. We're kind of St. Honoré junkies. The chefs who are interested in competing this year can register. Go to, I'm going to try and find that website for you guys. I've got a lot of information here. Probably look up the, go to afportland.org, which is the Alliance Française. Okay, so afportland.org, it'll give you the link. Here's some guidelines for the tarts. Blah! Tarts must be topped with fruit, which should be the predominant item on the composition of the tarts. Tarts can be of any style, torta pie, French tart, etc. Go there. AF what? afportland.org. Okay, we'll be back with more Simple Kitchen.
That's a tongue twister. So, how can you be a judge there? Could you imagine? How nice would that be?
You're really fine.
I bet you could. You're the queen of food.
Which is funny. Some really Although I'm very good at being like, this is good and this is not. You know, this will sell and this won't.
Uh-huh.
That's what I do for a living. But this will sell. These are the ways to manage.
There you go.
That's what I do all day long.
All day long. Do you make the menus? Oh, wait, we got to be careful what we talk about. Remember, we're live.
No, we do have an executive chef. They don't know what I do.
No.
So, what do you want to talk about?
I don't know how to say the name. Emilia Nunes? Emilia Nunes? Exactly. No one. It says, has no one heard of this place? I think it's like the best Italian food I've ever had in Portland.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you been to Grassa?
No.
You have to go to Grassa.
Yeah, I became a homebody. Yeah.
Nunes is good. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Looking for your next SUV or truck? Check out
How do you spell it? Is it Nonas?
Nonas, N-O-N-A.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I've heard that.
Nonas. I think it goes by Nonas, but I don't know if it's Emilia Nonas or just Nonas. It's in Aloha.
Yeah, check that out.
You need to. In Aloha. On my YouTube channel last week. I was just there. You can ask me for a food pick. We can keep it food related.
Okay.
Some people actually go through their trash to pull out recyclables.
There's a YouTube. Oh no, this is Italian.
It's Italian food.
I know, but it's in Italian.
Oh no, that's definitely not what you want to see.
Okay, so this is the last segment that we're going into, and in the last segment we wrap up, kind of talk about a little bit about everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'll just go through the line and probably ask you and James.
I'm not going to comment. I don't even know what they do with recyclables. They make
Okay, final segment. So I'm just gonna touch on everything that happened and get some input. How's your back?
I just don't get it. Some things are very obvious, Maria. Recycling creates jobs and protects the environment.
As long as I don't move or breathe or live,
Which is why I put my trash where it belongs.
Man.
Ouch.
it'll be fine next week, but I'm sure there'll be something else wrong with me.
I put out way too much trash to think about recycling.
Okay, Dylan.
Recycling is not rubbish. Visit yougottabekidding.org today.
Yes, but unlike Dylan, I think it's funny.
So I love riding my bike to work. I get my exercise in, some fresh
I
air,
feel there's an inside joke you guys are listening in on.
cars crowding.
Actually, nothing can go wrong next week because it's my birthday.
Well, I try to be visible and do everything right.
Hell.
I have kids to get home to.
12.
I just want to ask drivers to
Times.
look out for us riders. Years before making a
So 144.
and give space.
That's
So we
Matt.
can all get home.
Did you notice the walker when we came in? I love that remix.
You're listening to Simple Kitchen with Missy.
Welcome back to the Simple Kitchen. I'm your host, Missy Maki, and we were all over town, James. You doing okay over there? Okay. Good. I mean, folks may not know this, but James hurt his back in a tobogganing incident earlier this week, and he's in traction. He's in traction, yeah. So yeah, it was an interesting show. James, I have a question for you. How do you feel about hot dogs? Do you like them? You love them? You're gonna get a chili dog. Are you gonna make it at home? Yeah, might as well, right? Because why go to a restaurant when you can like totally control all the ingredients? I could imagine you putting a lot of cheese on it. Kevin?
So on Wednesday afternoon at 4 o'clock, I'm actually doing a YouTube hangout, and I'm going to be cooking something with my daughter Kendra. So I need to clear it with her. I'm going to see if I can convince her to go to chili dog. But she had already chose pizza, and she's 4 and she's very opinionated. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm hoping that I can change this to chili dog, and we're going to make a chili dog from home, hopefully on the air. If not, I'll do pizza.
Would be a really good way to do that YouTube? Is I would duct tape your child into a chair so they could see her screaming in the background and say she wanted pizza, and so she has to sit in the chair. We've decided. Yeah, and by sit, I mean duct tape. That's really bad. I'm probably gonna get in trouble. So,
I know. See, I know. I'm just thinking, wow. I know I'm gonna get tweets over that. So go ahead.
My husband, our kids are 1, and so we're trying to decide how we're going to deal with timeout. And my husband has made the decision that we are buying a life-size poster of Chuck Norris.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And that the kids have to go stand in front of Chuck, and we're going to say, go talk to Chuck.
Go talk to Chuck.
You can go, we'll put a little stool in front of it, and just let us know what Chuck wants, Talk to Chuck. I can just see my daughter. Chuck! Yeah, not like Walker Ranger Chuck.
Which I give you kudos for. I've never heard of that. I mean, I've heard of the naughty stool, and I've heard of the naughty mat, and there's all these other.
I've heard of the peace pillow.
The peace.
Go and sit on the peace pillow. Yeah. I thought that was a really cute idea. No, we're going to. Well, we're not going to do like a scary poster, but it's just going to be like, what would Chuck do? Chuck's, he seems to be like the I Ching of like everything. So you go and talk to Chuck. We're going to put a little stool. Well, we'll put 2 because already they act out at the same time. They're actually like shoving each other now. And I'm like, where did you learn that? I'll be like just holding one of my children's hand, the other one will walk over and just shove the other one over and grab my hand. Like, nope, I'll take that. No. They're 13 months old. Come on. They don't do higher math. Pickle thoughts. Thoughts on fermentation. Kevin Aguilar, go.
I am saying, seriously, I was really impressed with that pickle. I am not joking. I was like thinking to myself, it's a vinegary pickle, because most of the pickles I ever have are from a jar. So I was like, I'll take a bite and go, I didn't expect to rave. I mean, I'm being serious. It was darn good.
Do you think you could get your daughter to do a YouTube hangout where you guys pickle something?
I need to send you a couple clips. She's addicted. If I bring out the laptop, she runs. She'll drop any toy. It's the only thing to get her away from Disney's Frozen is thinking that she's going to be able to do a YouTube video.
Go.
She made her own YouTube video singing Let It Go. It's just ridiculous.
Well, the cold never bothered her anyway.
You become her favorite person just now if she's listening.
Because it's a great song.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't see me pickling myself in the future.
You don't see you pickling yourself?
No. There you go. Yeah.
Like, you haven't been here for an audio bar. Let the pickling commence. Yeah. No. Yeah, I likes it chunky. Bless her, that was hilarious. So
no, not pickling myself. However, if you are a pickler and you have a Saturday market and you're selling your pickled goods, let me know. Tweet me and I'll come visit you.
No, I want you to do your own pickling. Nobody sell Kevin any pickles. He has to do it himself.
Then you need to take a bite of my pickled creation on the air on your show.
Tiger. You bite your own pickled creation. Dump button. No, but I think I am going to try something. And if you do something, then we can taste both of them and have a pickle off.
It won't. One will be toxic, one will be edible.
No, pickle off. Sword fight. Knife fight. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. 2 of the biggest novices pickle something. That means you too, James. So if What is, okay, I have one last question because the show is getting precariously close to the end. My cleanse is almost over.
Congratulations.
What do I eat? No, I get sick. One item. What is one item I should have?
Pasta.
Pasta?
Yeah.
Like grassa pasta.
Grassa. Nunez.
Nunez or Nona?
Nunez. Whatever. Who cares?
Just.
Ooh.
No, you didn't.
Ooh.
My husband's like going, boom. Sign that check. What do we have on the show next week, James? Do you know? Okay, well then I'll talk about it. We have enough about me. Let's talk about me. Stephen Schomler, who wrote the food cart book. He wrote the food cart stories, and it's gotten great reviews. He's going to come in and talk to us about the food cart stories, and essentially, and I have the book. They sent it to me, and it is the stories of the individuals who own the food carts. He talks to them, he tries their food, he asks them what the story is, and it's really neat. He is in the process of writing another book, and he's a really great guy. He has his own story as well, which will be fun, so we're definitely going to carve out a lot of time for him, and we'll get to talk about the book. I think he has 2 books published, but I know of this one. And then we'll talk about, his future and all of that. He's actually also a pastor or a minister, I believe, one of those. He's a pretty neat guy. Just letting you know, James, I know you hurt your back in a roller skating incident, and I don't want you to accidentally swear. So, you certainly do. So it should be a really fun show next week. So just to go back, because I feel like it, I'd like to talk a little bit more about the juice cleanse, because it's been being brought up, and I actually get a lot of questions on it. Who is sponsoring it? It's Absolutely Juicy. They're based in Vancouver. You can reach out to Erin at absolutelyjuicy.com. It's a 28-day cleanse. It starts with one 16-ounce juice per day. It goes to 32 ounces, and then it leads up to a 3-day full juice cleanse. And then it tapers back off. We've talked kind of about doing another cleanse afterwards, depending on how I do with this, which I feel like I could do. We'll see if that's something that he thinks I should do. And I do need to write about the actual cleansing portion. Essentially, most of it is just lifestyle, incorporating the juice lifestyle and these raw foods into my body. And I feel like I can't talk about it enough about how fantastic I feel. I know there are other juice companies. I highly suggest if you do want to try something like this, that you do find a local juice company so that they're getting as much fresh, you're not getting it off of a truck, essentially. So just that it's very raw and it's done that morning. I know you can pick them up or pick a couple days worth up. It's pretty amazing. My kids like it, and they're 13 months old, so I've been letting them taste the juices, which has made me realize that, just because it looks a certain way doesn't mean that the reaction is that it doesn't taste good. It tastes good. Some of my favorite juices have been the juices that have carrot in them or have apple in them, and most of them have kale and spinach and things like that. There has been turmeric. There's been cayenne. The cayenne one, I actually can't taste the cayenne, and I think that that's because I love spicy food. But in general, it's just gone really well. It hasn't been incredibly difficult. I've had a dark cheeseburger moment, not an actual dark cheeseburger, but a dark moment where I really craved a cheeseburger. But I took Erin's advice, which he said was just like, stay away from food. Like, don't focus on it. Don't be looking around blogs. Don't watch the Food Network. And by this point, I'm not there. I don't really overly crave things, and it's been pretty easy to, like, yesterday I made cookies. This morning I made cinnamon rolls. I made chili yesterday, and just a lot of stuff like prep for my family. cinnamon rolls for the babysitter who has to take care of my kids this morning. Cookies for when my husband gets home. Your life still goes on, and there's a place for everything. But I do love that I've been able to come off of so much caffeine. I was drinking too much caffeine. So absolutelyjuicy.com. I'll talk about it more next week. Kevin, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. It was absolutely my pleasure. Thank you so much.
What's your website again?
KevinAguilar.com.
KevinAguilar.com.
Go visit.
Yeah, go visit it. Become one of those platinum members.
I'm telling you, it'll change your life.
All right, Portland, thanks for joining me today. We promise another fun-filled episode next week. I hope you can tune in, but until then, keep it simple in the kitchen.
All right, you guys. I'm signing off as well. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye!
Bye!